100 to one outsider, so let's worry too much about him. Meantime, they're coming to the first fence, and the two leaders in first are Desert Orchid and Solid as a Rock. Right after them towards the outside, Delius at the first, way behind the leading seven. Pax Plakes makes an awful mistake at the first, but it's Desert Orchid, the leader, after crossing the second fence. That was the first of the open ditches. Desert Orchid from Solid as a Rock, the red and white colours in second. Also red but with white sleeves, that's Castle Warden. They're beginning to make the first turn now. Desert Orchid leads by a length and a half from in second place, Solid as a Rock, then three, Castle Warden. A very close four is Delius, and then after them and within a length and a half come Twin Oaks with Seagram towards the inside. Ballyhane is last of the main body of the field. I'm looking back for the other one, Parks Place, and he in fact has been pulled up. The horse was 19 pounds out of the handicap. So they go now to fence number 3, a plain fence. Desert Orchid, a good lead by him, and has increased his lead to about 3 lengths over in second place, Solid as a Rock. Then a close third now is Delius at the next plain fence. Desert Orchid increasing his lead all the time, ahead of Delius in second, and then Solid as a Rock with Seagram creeping up on the inside. Nigel Hawke in fact has lost his cap on Seagram. It just looks black. That's his crash helmet. Should have a red cap. Meantime at the open ditch, and it's Desert Orchid still. Desert Orchid by about 2.5 lengths from Delius in second place, then Seagram, the New Zealand bred, in third. A plain fence now, and after those three comes Solid as a Rock, who has been relegated 2 places. He's being pursued by Castle Warden, and then comes Twin Oaks, just in your picture now in the mauve colours, and last is Ballyhane. That's the order as the field swing round towards the home straight for the first time, with Desert Orchid's lead being reduced quickly by Delius, but it's still Desert Orchid bidding for his 6th victory here at Kempton from Delius in second place. Delius only second when odds on the last time he ran. After those in third, the one with the white blaze, that is Solid as a Rock at 8, the youngest of these 8. Over on the inside comes Seagram, and they're now at the first in the straight. Desert Orchid with Solid as a Rock almost level towards the outside of the favourite. After these two relegated now to third is Delius. They now come to fence number 8 of the 19 in this race. Desert Orchid from Solid as a Rock, then Delius racing between the pair. Just after them and up towards the outside is Ballyhane. Over against the rails, Seagram, and the last two are Twin Oaks with a white noseband and Castle Warden. Now to the one which will be the final fence after another circuit. It still sees Desert Orchid just the leader. Desert Orchid from Solid as a Rock, Delius 3, Seagram 4, Ballyhane 5, 6 and 7 are Twin Oaks and Castle Warden, and with just about 13 furlongs to race, and the weight seemingly not troubling him so far. John, how about it now?
Now he looks to be really enjoying himself, bowling along in front with his ears pricked, and he looks much sharper, this horse, in his last couple of races. I've noticed in his jumping, he was a little bit sloppy early on in the season, but he's certainly sharpened himself up now, and a couple of times he stood off and really gone in and had a cut at fences that early on in the year he'd have probably gone in and fiddled, and probably just about coming to himself.
Well, they're over the 11th now. Desert Orchid, and on the right of your picture, Solid as a Rock, little between these two. Delius with that broad sheepskin breastplate, still very prominent in third place. Ballyhane not far behind them either. They're coming towards the next turn, and they now have just 7 fences left to take in this Racing Post handicap chase. And we have a new leader now, Solid as a Rock. Let's have a look at the SPs. Solid as a Rock leads from Desert Orchid. After those, Delius and Ballyhane, and it's 11 to 8 on Desert Orchid, 7 to 2 Ballyhane, Delius 6 to 1, and 12's bar the 3. They're now going towards fence number 13, and nearing this plain fence, the field of 7 closely bunched together with Solid as a Rock, the leader. Desert Orchid fighting back on his outside. These two more or less land stride for stride. With a length back in third, Delius. 4 is Ballyhane. 5 and very close, Seagram. In 6 is Twin Oaks. And now they go to the last of the open ditches. Let's see how they jump this one. And all are open. Well, except Castle Warden at the back of the field has come down. Castle Warden, when surely out of contention at the time, has unshipped Norman Williamson. So Castle Warden, the only casualty in the race so far, bar Pax Place, who virtually refused to take any part early on. Meantime, Solid as a Rock. It is Solid as a Rock and Luke Harvey by roughly a length and a half from Desert Orchid, at the fourth from home now, and Desert Orchid puts in a good one there to go right up alongside Solid as a Rock, and after these two, Delius back in third place, some 5 lengths adrift, a further 3 to Ballyhane, another length to Seagram and a further 2 to Twin Oaks, and they're making their way around towards the final half mile. There's nothing in it between Solid as a Rock, who has the advantage of the inside position, and the favourite Desert Orchid. Desert Orchid, of course, conceding 2 stone and more all round. Quite a task as he comes into the straight for the final time in company with Solid as a Rock, and they're together still, just 2 to 3 to take. At the next, the first push ahead, Desert Orchid has regained the lead. Desert Orchid has gone on once more from Solid as a Rock. A new challenger emerges with Delius over on the inside, and it's Desert Orchid by 4 or 5 lengths. Another spectacular lead by the favourite, that one. Delius is now in second, and after these two, Solid as a Rock has shot his bow. Seagram too. Nothing can catch the first two now. It is Desert Orchid and Delius, just one to take. Richard Dunwoody, Desert Orchid over the last all right. He took it a bit low, but he's clear of Delius, and then Seagram a long way back in third place at Ballyhane fourth, and a deafening roar from the crowd. They're clapping outside. The crowd are on their feet. The hats are in the air. It's Desert Orchid defying the weight and completing his hat-trick from Delius in second place. Seagram over the line in third, and a long way back in four was Ballyhane. Then 5 and 6, Solid as a Rock and Twin Oaks. Well, some race, and so he joins those past great weight carriers, Halloween and Pointsman here. Desert